I'll tell you my opinion. For me, I appreciated what Chaz did, and especially it's refreshing because we don't see enough of it. And I think sometimes the accountability has to be as loud as the disrespect. And so this, for me, I think set a precedent and it set the tone. Like, if you're doing something wrong, as my brother's keeper, I'm going to check you about it. We can have debates about whether people should be checked in private or in public, but I think sometimes it's like it's okay to call someone out when you don't agree with the behavior. But I also want us to kind of dissect why his behavior bothers and triggers a lot of people and they don't think it's genuine. So that's a genuine question for y'all or JR.
Right. I'll just answer that real quick from my opinion. Like, so the thing is, Chaz, the reason why I particularly think it was disingenuous at that particular time is because of the level of investment he showed in it. It's not his fight. It's not his business. If like so, and it wasn't even a back and forth where they're both getting heated. As we know, we've seen Koshia's temper. Like it wasn't even getting to that point. She was upset, yes. To give Chaz credit, he did console her first and then get up and go and speak to Laron afterwards. So he was even handed in that. But I'm saying that level of peacocking in front of everyone and trying to look, you did wrong. Like that was to me trying to definitely endear himself to more ladies. Which again, technically there's nothing wrong with it because that's what he's there on the show to do. But the picture that you're painting of yourself in that moment is I'm grandstanding. And let me just address the sassy part real quick. Fact of the matter is, if you call a man sassy, you're emasculating him, right? Because in that moment, like, he wasn't being sassy. What he was doing is giving payback. He was saying, okay, if you can do it, then I'm going to do it too. We're in the same process together. So if you think I should be cool with you going and kikiing with all these other dudes, then you should have no problem if I go and get up and kiki with some other ladies then. So you can call that sassy, but they're both entitled to do it because they're in the same process. They're trying to find the one. They thought they had a connection, and now it's going haywire. And instead of resolving it together, now they're trying to involve other people in their mess.
Listen, I'll say it again if anybody missed it. It's not when he pulled him aside that's the problem. It's the beginning part. It's the beginning part. And that's what told me about him. I would never, ever, 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 if a brother is arguing with his chick, go and be like, baby, you okay? Oh, you crying? Brother, look, can you not see your chick is crying? Can you not see that she's emotional? I have no clue what you guys spoke about. I don't know what the heck happened. What if she just cussed you out for the last 10 minutes? How do I know? Right? If I go in there and I automatically take your side, there's a problem with that. Right? Imagine you're having an argument with a white person. Right? They call you a racist name. And another white person comes in and goes, and just takes the side of the white person. You're going to call that white person some particular name. You probably racist too. You just took the white person's side. You automatically label something because they didn't actually consider the context of the conversation. It's a very wild example, but I'm just giving an example in terms of when you're not considering the context of the situation and not really understanding what's going on, he should have just shut his mouth and kept quiet and waited and pulled the brother aside and say, bro, what I heard from the part that I heard, I want to pull you aside and say to you, look, bro, this is what it is. Between men, we don't do this kind of stuff. The check-in happens. You pull the brother to the side and you check him. It's about respect and it's about understanding domains and understanding people's kingdom. I don't come into your domain and start telling you what to do in front of the woman that you're trying to deal with. When I do that, I'm actually embarrassing you and I'm actually devaluing you in that moment. So what I do is I pull you aside and have a conversation in private. I don't embarrass you in front of a woman, right? So if I do that, when I'm embarrassing you in front of other women, what I'm really saying to you is you a bitch. Right? So it's the labeling that you a bitch. Because I really should just pull you to the side and have that conversation. Not in front of the woman, not in front of the ladies or whatever. Not trying to show the other ladies that, oh my God, I check men in front of women. No, don't do that. You pull me to the side as a brother should do. Now, if women don't understand this, that's fine. You're not a man. I get it. Right? But let me just say this now. What kind of respect would you have for the man that's getting checked by another man in front of you? Nobody want to see that. Your man getting checked in front of another man in front of you. No. Pull me to the side, have the conversation with me. And when I have the conversation with him, and correct me, because the second conversation was fine. He corrected him by the side and said, hey, da-da-da-da. And then Justin came over and said, bro, look at it different this way. No girl just cries over you, da-da-da-da-da. So that I totally get. I understand that part was good. It was just the first part. You just don't do
Hey,
that to her.
Coach, the
Let's go
real reason
for it.
Chad, the real reason I had to go back and watch, the real reason Chaz checked Laron, Vanessa was on the other side of the table.
Oh
He was doing all
yeah.
this for Vanessa. Vanessa was sitting
Mm.
directly across from him. It wasn't had nothing to do with Koshia. It had everything with who was sitting across the table from him. It was Vanessa. He was doing it so Vanessa, he can get points for Vanessa. You got to find it in the scene, but Vanessa sitting directly across. It's Chaz sitting next to Koshia, Laron sitting next to Vanessa. They showed it real quick, and Vanessa is sitting directly across from Chaz, and he's doing it all for Vanessa. It had nothing to do with Koshia, had nothing to do with LeBron. It was all for Vanessa because he wanted to build more points up with the girl that he's trying to be with, more so than be involved. Because that's why everything was directed to Koshia. He wanted to show Vanessa he cares about women. I care about her. I'm not. I care about what it looks like. I care what things seem like. I care how things wants to be. I care for this. And see, when no women was around, then he can pull LeBron around. LeBron aside, say, "Yo, bro, you know what? Let me do this." Because when like you said, what he should have did, say, "Yo, LeBron, step outside for a minute. Let me holler at you for a minute. Let me holler at you for a minute. Hey, man, I don't think you should have did that. She's upset. I think you should go back and apologize. Hey, bro, I think you might have had a little too much to drink. You acting a little crazy right now, and you're doing a little bit mad. Come back in a few minutes, and y'all can have a conversation. Matter of fact, if he was a real bro, know what he should have did? Vanessa, me and you got to go. These two are having a private conversation. Let's rock. Let's leave. That's what most dudes would have did. I'd have been like, hey, Jack, we got to go. These two are having a private conversation. It's time for us to step out the room. Long he ain't putting hands on it, they sitting across the table, we good. Because wasn't nobody raising their voice. Everybody was at the same. So I just wanted to just throw that out there. That's why he did what he did.
So thank you guys for clearing that up because I was generally confused about why we were demonizing Chaz. I can understand your argument, Kojo, about sometimes before you correct, get the full context. I'm still a little conflicted. And this is probably because I'm such a girl's girl that when it comes to protecting a woman, like I love seeing a man showcase what protection looks like, especially because men listen to other men, right? So it's so important that we have more scenarios like this. And so I think like what I'm trying to pull out is the nuance in this conversation is like, can multiple things be happening at once? Can different things be true at the same time? And I also, and y'all might call me Captain Saberho, but to Chaz's credit, I think when you're in the heat of the moment, you're not thinking, step one, let me pull him aside. Step two, let me do this. You're not like, there's no formula to correction. You're just you see someone that's hurt and you're trying to like resolve the situation any way you know how. That might be my empathetic side speaking. Y'all say you see it from the man's point of view. I can do nothing but respect that and take that into consideration. But I still kind of want to see the nuance and maybe like Chaz was just doing his big one in that situation.
But do you know what would have happened if another guy who didn't respect Chaz would have said, "Shut the f up"? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like if I'm talking to my babe and I'm having an argument and you step in, I'll tell you, "Shut the f up." Why are you stepping in and interrupting? You didn't hear the conversation. You don't know what happened. You don't get to step into my domain and try to check me in front of my girl. Don't ever in your life think that's gonna happen. Because the moment I allow you to do that to me, your disrespect is sending a signal to other people that I'm a weak man. You must be mad. He's lucky he didn't get something else to him. That's why men understand this. That's what I'm saying to you. A real man's man understands this and will not check the person in front of his girl. He pulls the guy away, say, "Bro, come here. Let me talk to you separate." Do you know what I'm saying to you? We pull them away. So if you don't want to, because as men, again, violence is a real thing. So you don't ever step to a man and come into his domain. You didn't hear the whole conversation and then go to his girl and be like, "Yo, oh my god," like no. And that's why we're saying that he's pandering because at that point he just needed to pull the person away. He knows the rules. That's why what Glenn's pointing out is absolutely true. If Glenn was arguing with his missus, do you think I'm gonna go in there like, "Hey, Glenn, I won't even go to Glenn. No, go to his wife and be like, 'Are you okay? Is Glenn being rude to you?' Yeah, Glenn's been rude to you. Your feelings are not being taken care of, are they? What the hell? You know what I mean? That means I really don't respect him because I'm now trying to side with the. No, I don't know nothing that happened. Go to the man, pull him away, have the conversation. That's it. That's men to men. Yes.